You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Maybe 10 years away from having a couple of ghosts in that house.
I really want to own a jet ski, but I don't.
Genie type character, maybe not a genie, but someone
like local ads, even
Local
not even like
car dealership ads. Yeah, he's probably packing heat there. I mean, that's why he gets all the ladies.
every 90s movie has a single mother.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 306. I'm your host, Nathan Danger, and I am joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Danger Haig.
Yay.
and TJ, executor of Caution May. You gotta be cautious here.
TJ, executor of your estate, May.
I just claimed my free copy of Mr. Shifty on Twitch. I have no idea what it is, but it's free.
No, I got one of those too.
I think I've heard of it.
I
I
got
don't remember.
Devil May Cry HD.
You've got like
Mr.
4
Shifty.
hours to claim it before you lose.
Shadow
I don't have
and
Twitch Prime.
Tactics.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
Oh, I got the Banner Saga apparently too.
The
I heard that
Bruce
was
Banner
interesting.
Saga?
Yeah, it's about some Vikings, I guess.
It's a tactical strategy.
So how's everybody's week? John, uneventful? TJ, how was
Yeah,
your week?
I didn't do much. You know, I just kind of hung out, got chillaxed. You know me. Yeah, no, I moved into a house.
That
As you can
sounds terrible.
see
Why would you do that?
in the video, the background behind me has changed slightly because I'm no longer in my apartment. I am now in a home. I own a home, which
Yeah.
means I get to pay like $5,000 a year in taxes.
Now you can build a sweet podcast background where it's just
I
like a bunch
could.
of shelves full of random bullshit.
Yeah, I got my Funko Pop collection here. I'm really happy. I got all of the Overwatch characters and no Funko Pops. I am planning on getting a couple bookshelves to the right here. I got one that still I need to get the shelves back on because I haven't fixed it yet. I don't know. It's I got a lot of unpacking to do basically because my
Like
entire
emotionally?
life was in there, so I just don't want to think about it. I got so much to unpack. We gotta find our power strips for the bedroom so we can have like our bedside like stuff plugged in, like our phones. It's there somewhere, packed away. We could drive to the Walmart. There's a 24-hour Walmart here in Monona, so worst case scenario, just buy another power strip or two. Can't ever have too many, you know.
Yeah.
Especially in this house. Ugh.
Bless
They
this
made
mess, am I right?
Every room. I mean, it's like one of those things that's like, not a deal breaker. But every room in this house doesn't have an overhead light. It's all the switches are hooked up to the top outlets. Which is
My
fine. It
apartment's
just
like
means
that,
that
too.
you have to buy lamps. I mean, it gives you more, I guess, control over how you light your room because you're not like stuck to one overhead light. You know, you can move the lights around the room where you want them. I just now have to buy lights.
Yeah.
So we have 2 floor or standing lamps. One's here, one's in the living room. So we need more because we don't got much.
Here's
don't
the
know.
secret, though. You
What?
have the ability to add overhead lights now if you want to. You
How
have
do I
that
do that?
power.
Oh, because I own the house. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You
That's
can
a lot of effort and
improve
work.
or destroy as you will.
Yeah, but that doing that would mean cutting a hole in the ceiling, running cable down the wall, and then like cutting out part of the wall, and then they put it back on. You have to paint over it. That's no fun. That's a lot of work. These walls are flat though. Oh no, there's texture. They're textured. Yay! That's harder then.
Yay,
That's okay.
texture!
I don't know. I just got to get a
Hey,
handy.
that's better for podcasting.
My realtor was like, "Hey, you just got to get yourself a handyman that you trust. We'll give you good rates and do all that homework for you for good rates." So I just got. He recommended me a guy that I guess the people that lived here before me used. So fine.
Yeah.
It
And
just
he
means
was
I get
so
to pay
good
someone
they
to do all
decided
of
to
it.
move out. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, I'm just chugging water. Like my Fitbit informed me the other day that I did 50 flights of stairs. I was like, good. This is good. I really feel like I'm dying. All of my muscles hurt from moving, and so tomorrow's the day off though, because we're gonna go to my parents for Easter. So is that why you're down? You had spring break though, didn't you, TJ? So the kids were able to go.
Yeah. This is our last day here, so tomorrow we leave to go back. And then we're back
Easter
to
on
school.
the road. How long of a drive is that?
If we make no stops, I could do it in 8 hours.
Yeah,
so,
but you're not going to do that.
10 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You
okay.
gotta eat
10
yourself
hours
some
isn't so
trucker
bad,
speed.
though.
No, I was going decent speed for this drive down, even though I drove down through. We basically drove down through the snowstorm that hit all of Illinois, except for where I'm from. We witnessed no less than 30 cars in the ditch
Oh boy!
on the drive down, including a car going in the ditch as we saw it, and at least 3 trucks on their side, full semis on the side.
Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about moving and transport.
Yes.
When I moved this gaming PC that I do the recording stuff off of, I was terrified it was going to just be broken from moving, because like I like to think of like gaming PCs as like a fighter jet. Like it's really powerful and strong, but like if you fucking like flick one knob the wrong way, the whole thing breaks. Like they're like agile and powerful, but also extremely fragile in a lot of ways. So and so when you move a PC, I think the advice, I didn't even look up advice. Let me see here. Moving a tower PC. Because I want to see
Did you
what
have a
people say.
moving company, or did you just...
No,
obviously,
I'm not a Richie Rich that can
stairs and
afford
stuff.
people to move for me. I am I have a wedding coming up, so I don't have money to spend. Like, even though moving isn't like hiring movers would probably be like $300. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of money, but not like compared to what I've been spending on like moving or like the house and the wedding. It's a small amount of money.
Did you at least rent a truck?
No.
No.
My parents have a pickup and Lauren's parents have a pickup, so we got it done. I said this is the last time I
imagine
moved
Lauren's
without
parents
movers.
showing up with just like a horse trailer to throw your shit in.
They actually we're thinking about that. Actually, we would have done it if there was a place for her to turn the horse trailer around in our apartment building, but there really wasn't a good spot. So no, but packing a PC, I want to give some advice here because the key is you want to make sure you move all the disks out. And also, this says back up your data, just in case. You want to. Oh, this is saying to put the tower upright. I don't know if I do that. Let's see. What
You just want to put it in, like, put it on some soft shit too, so it doesn't take all the vibrations straight from the truck bed.
Here's the advice though. This is saying move the PC yourself. Do not give it to a bunch of movers to move. You know what I mean? Like, here we go. Considering I almost transport PC on my own, you should pack it carefully. Here we go. I've taken the carefully buckle it in the back seat with a pillow on it. I almost buckled it in,
See,
but
I'm usually fine just taking the tower and wedging it between the front seat and the back seat as long as it's nicely secured and semi-upright. I'm like, you're good.
Yeah. So I mean,
as long as
save
it's
the
like
computer box,
not gonna roll around and shit, and like just put it on a thick blanket or something. When I was carrying around a little Dell tower for a bunch of random projects and shit, I would always just throw it on the passenger seat. That's
that's usually better to be on a seat. But like I would say, my advice is if you're moving something, make sure you don't have things hanging when it's jostling. So like with a lot of gaming PCs towers, you want to have them on the side with the motherboard flat and like the cards that stick up off of it going up and down. So when the card jostles,
if you have the
it isn't wobbling the cards like this, which is how I broke this PC last time, because I drove it down to do like a World of Warcraft like LAN party with Adam and hang out. And driving it to and from 4-hour car drive both ways, or 8 hours on the road was not good for it, because it was going up and down. I think it bent the slot that it was in, which broke the motherboard. So make sure
you don't want a bent slot.
No, you don't want a bent slot. So what I did was I actually got a lot of pillows that we had in our apartment, and I put them all in the back of my car. And I put the tower on top of the pillows, and then I put a bunch of like the bed, like foam topper all over the top of it, around it. And then I kind of put boxes all around to the sides of it so it wouldn't be able to move either way. So it was just in there, and it worked right out of the box. My external hard drive worked right out of the box. Everything's working. The TV worked. The cable guy came here. Gosh, I want to say this about Charter. Moving your service is super easy with them. I know people like to give cable companies a lot of garbage.
I'm actually really impressed that you already have internet at the new place.
I love Charter. I won't be afraid to say it. I'm sure they fuck people over and stuff, but I've never had that experience, because I'm sure every company fucks people over.
I've always had a great experience with Charter.
One thing with Charter that's amazing, because the thing is, the alternatives to Charter are so awful. They just have to be somewhat decent to be good. And like, one of the things that's amazing about Charter, they don't have any download caps, and never did. And they never, like, I don't know, it's just like, that's good. Like, they're trying to put the customer first, at least in that way. I don't know. I'm sure if people want to email in why they're bad, they can, because I'm sure they're bad in some areas. But at least in the Madison area, they're really good. I had an appointment set for 5. The guy showed up actually at 4:30. They called ahead and said, "Hey, is it okay if he shows up early?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm here." So he came in. I actually plugged the cable box in, and it was already working, the cable TV. Like, and he just went out there and was like, "All right, yeah, he shut off the downstairs cable jack that we had hooked up, because he said if you're not going to put a box down there, the less lines you have, the better the signal will be. So even if it's not hooked up." So he did that and came in here, hooked the internet up. He was out in like an hour. I guess they had to do some complicated ass shit to get this hooked up, I guess. Yeah. Like, because he was just like, he had like a fucking machine over here with a bunch of like images on it. I don't know. It was like some fucking crazy internet thing where it was just had hooked up to the coax, and he was like, "This has got to run a lot of tests and stuff and diagnostics." I guess they optimized the connection. I don't know. So
yeah, I had something like that when I moved into this place, where the cable guy came and hooked me up here, and then he was getting like not the best speed or whatever, so he went out around the back of the building and checked out the wiring, and he was like, "Yeah, your wiring is like old as shit, so I'm just gonna replace everything." And he ended up running a like ton of new stuff.
Well, yeah, I know they got a lot of oops, I tried to just go to the website I was gonna run speedtest.net and actually hit enter for S, but yeah, I was just checking my ups. No, it's pretty much as advertised. I got like 65 down, and let's see what we got for up. Oh wait, no. Oh, I love run speedtest.net. It's addicting. 62.8 down, which isn't even that good compared to some people. Here we go. Upload speed. I actually think I got better upload speed here than I had in my old place. Here's another thing that's really nice, though. Moving into a home versus an apartment. I am sharing the cable with no one in this building. It is mine. So I know a lot of newer buildings don't have the problem, but like older buildings, like, because I remember when I lived at Springtree, which is the apartments two apartments ago, was when
the one where the toilet exploded.
No, yeah, but no, this is the one after that, but same apartment complex, different room. That I have 5 up. I think I had 3 before, so it's a little faster up, which is good for streaming. the like when Game of Thrones would come on like HBO, internet down. Slow.
Oh yeah, just because everyone
We'd be like, great, I can't
watching
stream
cable.
something for an hour, because like, and so we would usually. Oh, TJ's turning. The
I'm just
camera.
moving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's a couch here at this table too, so I'm gonna
And a
Couch it
sweet
up.
chicken picture.
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of sweet chicken pictures.
I love it. I'm
There's
gonna
a
have
chef.
I don't know.
Bunch of cool
Nice.
stuff.
Matt, you're gonna have to help me acoustify this room. Would I just hang a bunch
Okay.
of? Would I just hang a bunch of stuff?
Hang a bunch
Yeah.
of like blankets.
Hang blankets?
Basically, for acoustics, there's soundproofing and sound treatment. You don't really have to worry too much about soundproofing because you're not in an apartment. So
Yeah.
sound treatment, you just want to hang soft shit to mess up the reflections so that they don't come back at you.
Like you want to do the corners too, right? You want to make sure you got stuff in the corners.
You don't want hard surfaces and right angles. That's pretty much
Okay.
it. And even if
Okay.
you have right angles, but everything's covered in soft shit, you're not going to notice a ton of bounce back.
Okay. Yeah. So bare walls are bad.
Yeah, like
You
what you
want-
have right now is terrible.
Yeah.
No,
oh
I'm
yeah.
just
It's just
kidding.
an
It
empty
actually
box.
sounds pretty good.
Well, I have a lot of other stuff in this room. I can hear the echo
Yeah.
even in here.
You've got that sweet
the
wall texture too, so that's helping.
The window is helping, I guess, because that's got a bunch of like blinds on it that probably help. But yeah, no, I'll
Yeah.
probably put up some stuff in some of the corners, like and just.
For
Well, I think it'll help getting
speech,
some
that's
taller
pretty much
book-
all you have to do.
Getting
like-
some bookshelves up will help because that'll.
If
make
you
the
wanted to
surface
record a
not
band
flat.
in there, you'd probably have
Yeah,
to
no.
do some different stuff. But for
Yeah, just for the
podcasting,
podcast,
just
we're
hang
good.
some soft shit.
Matt, we've got. So this new house is going to have a music room.
Yeah. For
This is a 4-bedroom. So we
bite
have
nights, it's gonna
So we have-
be your podcast, sister podcast,
this is
where you
this-
just break
this is a
live
really
indie bands.
Yeah, this is a small, the smallest bedroom. It's an, I think it's 9x9, or it's really small. So it's just like it's an office. Like this is what the guy who lived here before was using it for. It makes sense because it's too small. Then the master bedroom's over there, and then there's another bedroom up here, and then the basement. There's a double door like walkout to the backyard, and that's a bedroom as well. And then there's a living room
Yeah.
and a living room downstairs. And
Have
the
there
kitchen.
been any murders in your house?
I don't think so. So the people that own this before me built it in the 1972 and lived in it
Okay.
until now. So single owner home. So I know, it's awesome. Yeah. Oh, and they were both 89. So they
So
no
you-
dead people.
You just missed out on having like maybe 10 years
ghost-
away from having a couple of ghosts in that house.
I know, ghost free. Although I was talking to my brother about this, he was like, "It's going to be haunted," and I was like, "No." And then I was like, "But did you?" But I was like, "But I didn't think about Indian burial grounds.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. Maybe they were.
you got to
here.
look
I'll
up the
check."
land.
Yeah, check it out. See back then. I mean, I'm pretty close to the lake. It's just a couple blocks away, so. Oh boy.
Lake ghosts. Lake ghosts are terrifying. Don't dig a pool. You'll get lake
Don't
ghosts.
dig a pool. Oh God. Well, I don't.
I saw that episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? That shit was terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, but man, I'm just trying to look at my video here of me. It doesn't look so bad in here. I just got to get the bookshelves moved, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look as cool as Matt's
Get some
apartment
green
in his
screen
video.
and a couple of soft boxes.
Oh
and then
yeah,
do some
this is gonna be
playthroughs.
my Twitch streaming room. All right, professional professional PUBG. No,
No,
PUBG's is
Fortnite
over.
player.
Fortnite. I've never played Fortnite.
I haven't either.
It's actually pretty fun.
I'm sure it's fun. It looks fun.
I'm afraid
everybody
of the
loves
building mechanic. Like, how far
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
get without
You'll
knowing
get used to
anything
it.
about the building?
I've heard you don't have to do a ton of it if you don't want to. It's kind of one of those things that like the pros are good at.
I
it-
make the ramps.
Yeah, you
I'll
just gotta like
sometimes do
make
things.
ramps. to like
And then
get.
you can
Yep.
also edit the pieces after you've built them to make like door holes and things.
Okay.
I didn't know that right away.
Can you do anything to like the existing geometry, like building some stuff that are already there?
Not really, other than like if it's not like a mountain, you can harvest, I guess, harvest the rock. You can harvest the trees, because there are 3 different materials. It's wood, stone, which they show by a brick, and metal. So you harvest that stuff with your pickaxe, and then all that material is stuff that you can use to make stuff. You default to the wood. You can switch between the different things. Obviously metal is going to create stuff that will not destroy as easily, either from people using their pickaxe or just from like bullet damage.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'll usually like harvest a few trees, because you get more wood from like the trees than you would from like harvesting a wall or harvesting something else.
Yeah. I smoke trees. What up?
Tree
Smoke
emoji.
every
Tree
day.
emoji.
Yeah. That's right.
I
Eggplant
just
emoji.
learned what that was. I just learned that from like an ad for some TV show on Twitter that the tree emoji is weed. That's how
Yeah,
old I
That
am.
makes sense.
Well, I know in rap songs they say smoke trees, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
I do also love that the subreddit for weed is r/trees, and then the subreddit r/marijuana enthusiasts is all about actual
It's for arborists.
trees.
Yeah.
That is good.
That's one of my favorite internet jokes.
Well, I think the trees did it first, and then like, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do it backwards. We'll be marijuana enthusiasts, and it's a subreddit for arborists.
Oh. Wait, Matt, are you talking about Reddit?
We are talking about Reddit.
Are you talking
What are
about
we talking?
the bowels of Reddit?
What do we got this week, John?
It's a little
we got a
early to
couple
get into
guys.
the bowels of Reddit. We're getting
All
right
right, well, we
into
got
it.
2 posts that hopefully didn't get torn down before I get to them here. All right, well, we got men going their own way. That's
No.
Reddit/r/MGTOW. And here is the 234 upvoted post. Dogs are superior to women. My dog would die to protect me. He still loves me even after I scold him, and he doesn't question me when I ask him to do some thing. Spelled wrong. And I do the same for him. Yesterday I forgot him outside in the rain. I think he might actually love me more than he did before. He doesn't complain about what we're watching on the TV, and he doesn't snoop through my phone if I doze off. That's a very specific complaint. He lets is the wrong type, me know when the mail arrives and he doesn't even try to open my packages. He lets is used incorrectly again. Me sleep on the weekends and he wakes me up if my alarm doesn't. That's it. 234 upvotes.
It's almost
Okay.
like there's a difference between a like submissive animal and an actual human person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not. I just wanted that one because it's pure. It's perfect. It's perfect. Men going their own way. Just a shit post. All right, here we go. Incel atmosphere for incel culture. So this is incels, but you can't be like. Let's go here. Incel, involuntary celibate, someone who, for various reasons, cannot enter into a sexual and or romantic relationship, even though they desire such a thing. Okay, that's a weird way. That's a weird term. And someone who wants to have sex or romantic relationship, but they can't, even though they want to. That seems like, you know what? I really want to own a jet ski, but I don't. So, let's make a community about that. Like I just, involuntary non-jet ski owner, I've been thinking I want it, but I haven't gotten it, So it's crazy. Like, it's such a weird thing to create a that. Anyway, let's go. Normie. Loosely defined, anyone who does not meet the above criteria for an incel. Normies are allowed to post here, but do note that many incels are generally hostile to normies. Tread carefully. You can post here, but we're going to just be fucking dicks about it.
Incels
This isn't
are
the only
hostile to
community-
everyone. That's why they're incels.
Yeah. This isn't the only community that refers to other people as normies. I mean, it's a 4chan thing, too.
I found
Black
that if
pill.
you ever refer to anyone as a normie, you're probably a dick.
Yeah. Here we go. Black pill. A subjective term to describe the real or perceived socially unspoken realizations that come from being a longtime incel. There you go. That's a black. They're taking their own pill, and it's not the red pill or the blue pill. It's the black pill. Anyway, incels are probably the reason why ancient cultures developed myths about monsters, ogres, and goblins. Think about it.
I did think about it just now, and it's really
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
It's a really
Most
really
of
dumb
human
thing to say.
history had barely any knowledge of science compared to today. If someone was born very ugly / disfigured, it's quite plausible that the other villagers / tribe members would come up with a superstitious reason to explain it. Possession by a demon would be likely one during Christian times. Before that, they could easily be cast out by fearful villagers due to them being a monster, probably leading to a hermit life in the woods. Why do you think trolls and ogres are always depicted as living alone in the woods or under a bridge? Many incels were probably killed out of fear, too. But more would appear in each new generation due to a lack of due to the bad luck of the genetic lottery. It's not a coincidence that evil is very often associated with ugliness and beauty with good. Most monsters that heroes had to slay in most myths were horribly ugly. Ugliness was often an indicator of disease, good reason to stay away, or simply bad genetics and someone you'd want to not reproduce with. Basically, there are deep historical, cultural, mythological, scientific, and genetic reasons why people, especially women, are repulsed by ugliness. Just get a haircut and shower, bro. Just get a good personality doesn't even scratch the surface of the problem. That's it.
okay. So
Incels are ogres. Incels are Shrek is what they're saying.
yeah.
They're saying
I have to
incels are
retract my
Shrek.
previous statement a little bit because when you first said it, I was thinking that the women were going to be the monsters.
Oh,
And that
no.
was what I thought. But
No, we're in brain cells here.
But it's
all right?
no, this is a poor me kind of. But
Yes.
that being said, there is an argument for the fact that, or for the
Oh,
idea
yeah.
that a lot of these legends came from various genetic abnormalities.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that this person, I don't know, maybe they do have something serious, but they're probably just kind of a dick and maybe a little bit full of social anxiety. And I don't think like identifying with an ogre is a great thing for them. I think they need to move beyond this a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're
No,
here
I
for
agree.
brain cell.
And like I understand like it's just the like I don't get the incel culture. You know?
Yeah.
Like
Just when
I
you're to the point where
understand.
you're like, I am a monster. I am unlovable. Like you're giving up at that point. And that's sad.
Yeah, it's just like you just have to like it's like such a thing that like I think the problem with incel culture is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because this guy is like saying, you know, there's a whole fucking stigma around being like weird looking or whatever, because this goes back to human history, but it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because like you have to have like some sort of confidence about yourself. You know what I mean? It's much more than looks, it's confidence. And I think that's I think a lot of people don't get.
This is the same thing I run into with like depression, anxiety groups. Like, you can find groups that will like band together to lift you out of it, or you can find groups that will band together and sink deeper into it. And incels is just one of those groups that's like, let's just hell bent on this being a lost cause, so let's just sit here and complain and not try to work on anything.
Yeah.
It's like, I have this brick, you have this brick. Instead of working each other to keep each other up, it's like, let's tie our bricks together and let us sink into the quicksand.
Yeah. It's just like a weird echo chamber effect.
Yeah. It's so true, because like, it's so awful, because it's like, you got to think like women have this problem too, Like, there are women that don't get men like hitting on them. You know what I mean? Like it cuts both ways. You see they get a hobby, or eventually find someone. They don't fucking bitch about it online. Like, get the fucking
I bet
grow
there's
up,
like
dudes.
a femcel or something subreddit.
Oh, can we? Oh God! All right, I've got it. All right, we are the summer camp counselors, and we need the co-ed, femcel, and incel camp. We got to have a dance. And they're all like, we got the music DJ playing, and all the incels are one side.
Well, first they have to be
the
r/chads in baseball to win the camp contest.
Mm-hmm. Yep, to get the camp pennant, And the incels use their like superior knowledge of baseball and like statistics.
They're like, wait, baseball is just geometry. I can calculate this.
Yeah.
Wait, the problem is if you're starting to make this into an 80s movie, there's going to be some sort of undertones of sexual assault.
Yeah, it's going to get super raped. Well, it's incels. It's
the
going to get
incels.
super raped.
They don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
And then there's got to be like the Chads. There's got to be like the camp, the baseball, or not baseball. I don't know. What would like the camp be that Chads would go to? Like it would be a sport camp, right?
But like, a sport camp of some sort.
What would be the 80s sport that this would be? Like rollerblading?
Lacrosse?
Lacrosse. No, I like lacrosse, because
No.
that's a vague enough sport, but like is preppy, but not like wouldn't translate.
And you have to
baseball,
come from
maybe.
like a sort of rich community to play it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the incel camp is just I don't know, what would the incel camp be?
Space
heavyweights.
Space camp. I wanted to go to space camp.
Can we take a moment to appreciate how awesome the movie Heavyweights is?
Yes. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about.
Best performance. Was like at the tail end of that. That was in the 90s version of that kind of 80s trope. I feel like that whole like we have to get those kids in the camp across the lake thing doesn't really happen as much anymore.
I just want to say Heavyweights is such an underappreciated movie. So it was a Disney movie. I guess it was written by Judd Apatow, so I guess that leads a little bit to why it's probably so good. He co-written with Stephen Brill, I think who also co-created it. So, but
Kenan Thompson started that movie too.
Kenan Thompson was one of his big
he
movies.
It was before all that.
Future, very well-respected director. Paul Feig, directed Bridesmaids. He directed the Ghostbusters remake, which wasn't quite as
well received.
Well received. I mean, I gotta admit, that movie wasn't very good. It was really forgettable.
Yeah, it was not terrible, but it was just kind of forgettable.
So did Heavyweights come before or after D2 The Mighty Ducks?
Oh yeah,
because Kenan Thompson was also in that one.
Yes, he was. He was kind of blowing up. I'm trying to think of who else is in this. Oh, Jeffrey Tambor is in it. Jerry Stiller, Ben Stiller. Who was Jeffrey Tambor in that?
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
he's in it.
Is he somebody's parent or something?
Yeah, probably. Now that I'm thinking about it, you're right. Let's see here. Boy, it did not do well in the box office. Made 18 million, but the movie's great. Sorry, what was your question you wanted me to look up? I completely got sidetracked. Oh, D2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved D2 the Mighty Ducks.
I am going to put this out there, and this is a very, very sad thing to say. I have not seen Heavyweights yet.
Oh, it's good.
Oh no.
I know I need to see it.
It's fun.
Oh, D2 the Mighty Ducks was 1994, so it's the year after.
Okay.
A fun game I like to play is watch any of the Mighty Ducks movies and like take a drink or whatever sometime. Like anytime something totally ridiculous with the rules happens. Like when they're like, oh yeah, it's totally fine if you just change coaches in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if two of your players change jerseys, that's totally legal within the rules of hockey.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting too? Who is the in D2 Mighty Ducks? Who was the rival guys they had to fight in the world? Iceland. So it's totally a Mandela effect thing. I think people are like, it was the Russian kids, right? I'm like, no.
Iceland.
That's a Miracle.
Yes, exactly. I think people are complaining.
Oh, really? I've never seen Miracle.
It's just the
Miracle's good.
retelling of the 1984 in the 80s Olympic Games.
I think it's 84.
Yeah, and they just beat the Americans.
It was Americans,
and that
beat
wasn't even the
Russians.
final game. That was not the final game.
Yeah.
That was the semifinal.
Yeah, it was.
That was the day.
But it was
we won the
basically
Cold
whoever
War.
won that was going to go on and win the gold. Because Russia was the team to beat, and the U.S. is really good. So, yeah.
But then wasn't the final against Iceland?
I don't remember.
It was against Iceland or Norway, I think.
I don't know.
Now, I was thinking about old movies, and 3 movies that tend to get conflated in my head because of some similar themes.
1980. Not
1980, okay. So I was thinking about the Richie Rich movie, the one with Macaulay Culkin. I was thinking about Blank
I
Check.
forgot that existed.
Yep, I was thinking about Blank Check, both of which have a room with a big monitor in it. But then I was thinking about this other movie, and I don't remember the name of the movie. I don't remember some of the core plot elements. I just remember there was some sort of like genie type character, maybe not a genie, but someone supposed to be like a guide and a helper of someone.
It was Kazam with Shaq?
I don't think it's Kazam. Which was Kazam Shaq, or was that Sinbad? I thought that was Sinbad.
Shaq.
That's a Mandela effect thing too.
No, that's just because you're a little bit racist.
Okay, but anyway, I remember the end of this movie I'm thinking of is the kid wishes for money, wishes for a family to be rich. A bunch of money rains upon his house. Some of it gets in the neighbor's lawn, and there's I know there's the nosy neighbor trope in this movie. This money gets turned in. It's not money that they would keep. It's money that ends up being, oh, we lost this, turns it in, helps his mother get a good cushy government job, which helps his life. I don't remember what movie this is, but I was thinking about this in the shower today. What movie is that? I want to re-see it.
The closest thing I could think of is in Kazam, where it rains cheeseburgers, but that's not exactly the same thing.
Definitely rains money.
I don't know, man. Richie Rich?
Money? No, it's because the kid's not rich to begin with. We're
gonna figure this out.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this out.
Let's get some figuring it out music.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Because I think is it Kazam? Maybe it is Kazam. Oh, it is Shaq.
It might be.
But you're right.
Sinbad.
But Sinbad is the Mandela effect thing.
I know. I'm just joking.
Because
this is great podcasting.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try and remember.
3 wishes, something, plot, wrecking ball, boombox, Travis.
How great is it that we're living in the year where Shaq makes his triumphant acting return?
Yeah. What is he acting in?
He is acting in Uncle Drew
Oh yeah, the
with
Uncle Drew movie.
several other ex-NBA players.
I
in
want to talk
old
about
man
the
makeup.
Uncle Drew movie that I saw the trailer for. So Uncle Drew, if people remember, is Kyrie Irving, who is a basketball player for the Boston Celtics now, and he is like dresses up as an old man basically, and then like fucking just like ruins like people and like, you know, basketball parks basically, and it's kind of like his thing is that like it's just like a thing. It's like a cool little thing that they made for, I forget it was Nike or Adidas. That's a problem with an ad, actually, that I don't know which one it's for.
Oh, really? This was an ad before it was a movie?
Yeah, this is an ad that became a movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Wait, what's it
Okay.
called? Uncle Drew?
yeah, Uncle Drew. Starring, let's see, I'm trying to find just the basketball players. Shaquille O'Neal.
Is it Pepsi? Oh my god, is it Pepsi? I thought it was for shoes. Is it for Pepsi? It's
let's check out-
Pepsi. It's
Yep.
Pepsi Max. It's a Pepsi commercial. Okay, so anyway, so he would do you know, fucking just destroy people and be like, drink Pepsi Max. Anyway, so he they're making a movie out of this basically, and like I was like, oh my god, they're making an ad into a movie, and then I saw that the plot of the movie was he was getting a crew of people together, and I was like, okay, this is fun now because it's all these old basketball players: Shaquille O'Neal, Reggie Miller, Chris Webber, Nate Robinson, Lisa Leslie, the female WNBA mega star is in it. So that's cool. Like I think that's fun. They're gonna make like a team and like do a street ball tournament. I don't know. That seems like more of a fun, like kind of like an 80s movie.
It seems like
almost.
it's gonna almost have some kind of Space Jam vibes to it.
Exactly.
It's just gonna be
That's what I
like
liked
a
out of
fun,
that.
like watch these people do basketball things. Also, fun stuff happens. Also, how soon we forget that Ernest from Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest Goes to Prison and Ernest Saves Christmas and all that character originated in advertisements. So let's
Wait,
not
really?
pretend this is the first time this happened. Yeah.
No
Check out
way! I
Jim
didn't know
Varney's-
that.
Jim Varney was an ad man before he was in movies.
What? What?
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
You've ruined me. I
My
love
beer's
Jim
exploding.
Varney.
Hey, look.
Oh,
Sometimes brilliance comes from advertisements.
man. Oh my god, it's like car dealership ads?
Yeah, like local ads even.
Local
Not even like...
car dealership ads.
You have
Oh
local
my
car
God.
dealership ads to thank for all of your Jim Varney memories.
Oh, there's a lot of them too. Wait, and then there's like a fucking milk? What the
Yeah, this
fuck?
was a time
So he
where
was just
you were...
a character built
Yeah.
to sell things?
You would just, like, as an actor, create a weird character that people would remember. And then some coked out
It's
dude
just
from Hollywood be like,
random
let's make a movie out of it.
commercials. Like, it was just an ad agency was like, we're going to use our Ernest P. Worrell character to sell anything, basically.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
really sorry
God.
about ruining this for you.
Okay, here we go. The Ernest ads were shot with a handheld film camera in the Nashville area home of producer John Cherry and Jerry Carden. That's crazy. So they like literally did it in like their house, basically. That's crazy.
Yeah. He's really kind of
Oh
a
my
success
God.
story.
And then a TV series started on the character, and that's so crazy. I don't think anything like that exists anymore. I guess Uncle Drew. That's the kind of the same thing. They made like a ad
or Larry the
character.
Cable Guy, but that was kind of like the other way around, where he was a
Yeah, that's
character,
true.
a stand-up character that started selling heartburn medicine, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah.
Plus, TJ mentioned Richie Rich. That was basically a McDonald's advertisement. So
That's true. That entire movie was.
Yeah.
God, it really was, though, because they were like, I think
Yeah.
he said he got like a McDonald's milkshake fountain or something in his house.
yeah,
Like,
he had a McDonald's in his house that he showed off when all the neighborhood kids came over.
oh my God.
Basically, our
Ah.
entire childhood, like all of the movies we love, were McDonald's and Coca-Cola advertisements.
That's true, though. I mean, but that's still true nowadays. Like, everyone still has.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
every kid's
maybe it's
thing
just
is
the
just selling
movies
toys,
I see,
you know?
but it's just like now it's all about like cars and watches and shit. I might just also only watch James Bond movies. I don't know.
Yeah. I am not a. Oh my God, it's so true, though. I'm sorry, I'm watching the scene where Richie Rich just walks into his own McDonald's in his house.
Yeah.
And it's like, I
And
guess
the
like
thing is, at the time, I was like, yes, that is the most amazing thing you can have.
Yeah, and his like fucking like overweight, like I don't know, like a researcher that works for the family or whatever the fuck the rich family does.
Oh yeah.
Is buying a bunch of McDonald's. So I guess it makes sense if you get a lot of people like living there and working at the estate. I mean, you got, but like,
Yeah.
ugh, like
I am looking
such
up a
bad product placement. The Emoji Movie, though. I mean, Matt, I watched the Emoji Movie. You know,
Oh, here's a thought I
it's
had.
bad. Yep.
Did I? Oh God, did I say this already? How long is it going to be before we have a meme movie?
Oh yeah.
and I
Well-
said, "Isn't that what Wreck-It Ralph 2 is about?"
It could
That's
be.
right.
Um,
I was
the
pretty
Emoji
drunk
Movie
last
is
week.
basically that.
Where the heck is this movie? I'm now just looking at a list of top family movies or top kids movies.
Yeah.
Although, why is Ace Ventura in this list?
I would not
'Cause he
watch it. I
talks
watched
out
that
of
as
his
a kid,
bottom.
though.
I've got four. Actually, there's 4 Jim Carrey movies in a row in this list,
What
and
is
I
it?
know it's ordered.
Is Mask in there?
Yes.
Yeah,
does
that's
Ace
the best
Ventura,
one.
Pet Detective, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar.
Okay. I don't know
Those are
about
not kids'
Liar Liar
movies.
or Dumb and Dumber as a kid's movie. I could see you spinning Ace Ventura a little bit. I watched as a kid. I did not get some of the scenes that happen, particularly the stuff with the Einhorn and Finkel stuff. I didn't get that. I just like the part when
I
he
still
wore a
don't get
tutu
that.
and ran around. I'm trying to think of. Wait, what was the other one you said? The other Jim? Oh,
The
Mask
Mask?
could work as a kid's movie. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like a cartoon.
Liar Liar.
Yeah, it's
no.
basically
Oh yeah,
li-
Liar
live
Liar. A
action
kid would
cartoon.
be bored with that. Like, yeah, the conceit is funny, but like, it's kind of an adult movie because it's like kind of.
Oh, I loved Liar Liar when I was a
This
kid.
is really bugging me because I know there's a movie with some sort of basically magic companion, and I know there was money raining on someone's yard, and I know that they didn't get to keep the money, and it helped this guy's mother get a, or this girl's mother, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, get a cushy government job which helps satisfy his life. And I
Are you
think there was
thinking
a
of
reference.
Jingle All the Way?
It's not Jingle All the Way.
Is Money Rain and Jingle All the Way?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Oh, wait. Was Shaquille O'Neal in that? Money.
It was no, that was Sinbad.
That was Sinbad.
That was Sinbad. Okay. Sorry, I get him confused.
It was
so
Sinbad,
That was Sinbad and,
Sylvester
Arnold?
Stallone and Jingle All the Way.
Oh, it's Sylvester Stallone for that one. Okay.
often. Uh-huh. Wait, no, what? God
Okay,
damn it!
come on.
Stop!
It's worlds upon worlds here.
I thought it was
It
Arnold.
is.
It
No,
is Arnold. Okay.
It's Arnold.
Hey, how's Arnold doing?
Oh
He got,
yeah, we could talk
He
about
got
that.
like rushed into emergency heart surgery.
He had a heart episode.
Apparently,
all
he's
right,
in
though.
good spirits, according to this
Oh,
headline.
I remember
Yeah.
this movie.
What's that?
Vice Versa.
Vice versa.
It's a body switch movie with Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage.
What?
Yes.
Fuck.
You made this up. This doesn't exist.
No, it does exist. 1988.
God, that's the thing about like movies. Is there's so many movies that have come out.
Damn it!
That one's halfway decent, actually.
I'm sure it's that, but it's just like who remembers that or watched that? Like,
I didn't remember it enough to not
I know.
know it when I was looking at it.
It's just crazy. Like,
Because when you think of body switch movies, it's Freaky Friday or it's
Yeah.
18 Again.
or
With
Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, that's not a body switch. I was like gonna say big, but that's not a body switch.
Kind of. Some people will still.
But I mean, he doesn't switch with someone.
He
just,
doesn't switch someone.
He just himself becomes an adult. What about Jack? God, that movie.
Yeah,
bad.
Jack.
That is a bad movie. So that's the movie where oh my God, can we talk about the movie Jack for a minute?
Yes.
That movie kind of fucked me up as a kid too, because I think there's an explicit scene in that.
The more important part is the fact that Cosby's in it.
Oh yeah. Jack. You know, by the guy who directed fucking the Godfather trilogy, Francis Ford Coppola, made this. God, I forgot. Oh my God. All right. Robin Williams, Diane Lane, Jennifer Lopez is in this. Fran Drescher, Bill Cosby. A lot of famous people in this. So pretty big deal. It actually made more money than it cost, so I guess it wasn't a complete flop. But like, so basically he is Werner syndrome or something that he has, where it's like he basically ages faster than like normal kids.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look, or people with Werner syndrome don't just look like an adult man.
No.
Like, and so he's basically is just fucking, oh God, Robin Williams is like a kid in like middle school basically, or grade school. What is he supposed to be? 10-year-olds in a 40-year-old man's body. And so like they're just like joking him. Yeah, and then so Bill Cosby is like the doctor or tutor or something. He's his
tutor. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he wins he wins basketball games. Oh, and they exploit him to get like porno magazines. I remember this.
Yep.
I didn't know what dirty magazines were before I saw this movie. And so like all of a sudden, because this came out when I was 11, and so I was like, oh shit, I gotta see me some dirty magazines, because the kids were way into it, if I remember.
I'm looking at someone else's random list of 90s family movies, and remember Macaulay Culkin went into a lot of things that maybe he shouldn't have done, like like a live action movie of The Pagemaster.
Yes.
Oh God, that movie was awesome. Well, that was only sort of live action.
I saw The Pagemaster in school in a theater. Our
that movie taught me how to love reading.
Our Book It reading group, like school won like a thing because we read enough books or whatever. We got to go see a movie during school hours at the movie theater in Monroe.
Oh shit!
And it was like, the fucking tiny movie theater they have in Monroe. Not tiny, but small. 3 screens. So not terrible. Really beautiful building, by the way. I know I'm getting off topic here, but we watched the fucking Pagemaster in school, and we were like, fucking Pagemaster. We were not excited. I mean, I was excited because I was a loser nerd, and it was a movie about books and magic. But like most of the kids were like,
and the magic of books.
I want to see something cool, like, I don't know, Last Action Hero. Oh my God. I forgot about the Pagemaster movie.
Man, Little Monsters movie was... I love Little Monsters.
Yeah, that's a bad one,
Mandel
too.
one?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I used to rent that from the library a ton.
I did find... Go ahead.
I feel like saying I used to rent that from the library is just like enforcing the time period, because do people still rent like movies from libraries?
All the time, and I do video games too.
Really? They have video games?
Yes.
Shit. I got a library card. I gotta take advantage of that shit.
I found another Sinbad movie from this era. First Kid.
Oh God, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, right?
No,
It's
I'd have that. I'd have
some
that
rando.
poster.
It's some rando.
Oh really?
Okay.
I need to find this movie. It's gonna bug me.
Can we talk about?
You keep going.
Can we talk about the movie? Sorry, let's talk about the Pagemaster. So
Yes.
the director of the Pagemaster is actually an incredibly famous director, Joe Johnston. who has directed such famous movies as Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, The Rocketeer, Pagemaster, then, this is your childhood here, Jumanji, October Sky. He did the Hidalgo movie. He did Captain America, the First Avenger, more recently. So, things worked out for him,
There's a screenshot of Pagemaster.
Yeah.
It's all blurry. You can't see it.
Yeah. It's just a movie where Macaulay Culkin is a kid who goes the life on statistics and afraid of everything, And so they're like, hey, we want you to build a treehouse. And there's a thunderstorm. And he hides in a library. And fucking... Wait, who's the eccentric librarian?
Holy shit.
Is that Christopher Lloyd? Gives him a magical book. And they're like, you got to become more
I feel like
outgoing and stop being afraid. Yeah. I think it's actually... I feel like I liked the Pagemaster movie. TJ.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you were building to this, but then this dude goes on to direct Captain America, the First Avenger.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's still in everybody's brain. He owns all of us.
Is there a TV trope, kid with magical friend?
The Pagemaster has an 18 on Rotten Tomatoes, so I guess as a child I thought it was all right. That movie cost $21 million to make and made 19, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Let's read the reviews. Let's see what Roger Ebert said. A sad and dreary film. 1.5 out of 4 stars. Oh, anyway, so he says it's a promising concept, but it's not bad, basically. So, didn't work out. It is a promising concept when you think about it. And this is coming from Roger Ebert, who gave Richie Rich 3 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
So, Richie Rich.
The Pagemaster is basically about a boy that goes into an imaginary world to have adventures, and he finds purpose. Not unlike a certain movie called Ready Player One.
Yeah. How's Ready Player One doing on the Rotten Tomato meters? It's got 76 certified fresh.
Can we talk about that movie? Did you see that movie, John?
What?
Ready Player One?
No, because didn't it just come out like this weekend?
I saw it.
It came out yesterday or whatever. You saw it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's better than...
It's better than the book should have been.
I'll say this, yeah. Like, it's... Having read the book, you will not know what the movie will be. Is the
That's
thing.
Good.
Like, they were like, hey, this is a cool world, but Ernest Cline, you're not really great at, like, characters and plot and stuff, so we're just going to rewrite all that shit and Spielberg it up. And so my little, like, one-sentence review of the movie was, wow, I can't wait until the novelization of this movie comes out so I can read it. Like, it is drastically different, but it's still... I think it retains everything that I liked about the book, which was mostly just how in love with the world I was.
Yeah, the
and
VR.
Makes it like a coherent story. And side characters that like were totally flat are much, much better in this. Okay. And it's pretty cool. It's good time.
I liked the things I liked a lot about Ready Player One is it was a pretty neat sci-fi concept in its own. The fact that like everyone is in this virtual world, and the virtual world was like you could go to any planet of any type of thing. And I know one thing that someone mentioned about as like a plot hole is I guess pop culture stopped at 2018 or whatever because nobody references anything in the gap. But
that's the funny thing is like this takes place in like the 2040s or whatever, but apparently Halliday grew up in the 80s, so it's But yeah,
But no. So the explanations of that are actually pretty good. So, for one, everyone in the world of the main character of Ready Player One, who's Parzival, is all searching for the Easter eggs for this, and it's kind of their like thing, and all of that's focused around the creator James Halliday's obsession with 80s pop culture. And so it's kind of like why everything you see has to do with that in the book is because that's all the characters focused on, and all the people he interacts are focused on is hunting this Easter eggs down, basically. So that's why it's like that. And the way that the worlds are built is it's pretty much compartmentalized. I'm sure there's like, here's a TV show that was on in 2030, but that's like another planet that you could travel to in the world. But we're not going there because we're focused on this. Because James Halliday wouldn't put Easter eggs over there.
That makes sense.
And so that's kind of the way it works. I mean, it's a little bit of a plot hole. I can't give them complete, off on that. They could have mentioned a little bit more of like, oh yeah, those other. I think they do in the book, like offhand, like yeah, we don't focus on that because I want to go to the Monty Python planet and do all that shit, and because that's what Halliday would be about. And
you do get a very brief glimpse at a Minecraft world. There's some there's some updated references. There's that's like cool, Tracer though. And I think Jim Raynor.
Yeah. And, that's fun. There's a lot.
Probably a bunch of other references I didn't get.
Although I heard that there was so the way in one of the Easter eggs in the movies or in the book was having to go through, I forget, was it War Games the movie, and do the whole thing line by line or something like that, or do the War Games part of it, and you have to know like the plot and the script basically. And I heard that there's a pretty good homage to is it another famous director movie is done for that?
There is a very famous an homage. So I'll say all of the challenges are different. They're
that's good though.
Different.
I mean,
one of the challenges is an homage to a very famous film. And the way that they,
I heard it was really good.
Say
people
it
were
is
just
really
like,
good.
Like it was like, man, that made me smile. Like,
it's I mean, I can't. It'll spoil it to say like
I
what I
liked
about it. Yeah.
So maybe I'll
see it,
this
and
weekend.
Then we can talk more about it. But it's a lot better than I thought it would be. And like,
let's Spielberg.
And
man.
I took Kirsten to it, and
movie.
she's not like into all that nerd culture stuff as much, and even she had a good time. So I think they were able to make it appeal to a broader audience by rewriting it.
Well, I think it's I mean, based on the Rotten Tomatoes score, I mean the fact that it's like in the 70s is like, okay, yep, people liked it. I mean, it's obviously not amazing. There's people that are going to dislike it, but if you like sci-fi,
it's not
VR
high art
stuff
or anything like that. But.
Yeah, but if you're gonna like it, you're gonna like it. So that's good to hear. I want to see how the box office is doing.
Is
it getting beat like by 50, Black Panther yet again?
$53 million or something like that.
Here it is. To end March with a bang, not a whimper. Yeah, okay. It's gonna make $50 million over the weekend, they said. So and the review of the audience scores is A-. So yeah, it's a popcorn movie about loving pop culture, and it's done in a way that isn't as bad as the Ernest Cline book was done. So yeah, that's good to hear. That's fun.
And they I can't remember who wrote the script with him, but they seem to pick
Zach
up
Penn.
more on the themes that you like to talk about. That Ernest Cline seemed to have missed in his own book.
He didn't really do?
Yeah, the accidental meaning that he put into his book seems more intentional here.
What did Zach Penn write? Oh, he's just written a lot of action movies. Oh, he wrote the last Action Hero movie, which I mentioned.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's just written a lot of... Oh, he wrote the Elektra movie. Well, they don't all win.
Can't win them all.
He helped write the Avengers movie, though. He was one of the co-creators of that story. So, sounds like Ready Player One's pretty good. So I'm excited to see it because I love Spielberg and I just want a fun movie, huh? Give me something fun. I don't want to think about the world we live in.
That's the way I felt doing it too. I was like, man, this is a good escape.
Oh, I don't have to think about what. I get out and I look at what's on Twitter and I'm like, oh God, I was glad to have been away for this.
I deleted Twitter from my phone. I got rid of all that stuff on my phone just because, like, I didn't delete my account or anything, but I want it to be like a conscious decision when I go to check it. Whereas when it's on my phone, I just like mindlessly check it over.
That's
and over
what I
again.
do. Mm-hmm. It's no good.
And then you realize you're just browsing and you're getting outraged and angry. And then at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you feel like you've done something, but you really just like yelled at a cloud all day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's Lance's Twitter account. He's always just got a bone to pick with something on there. So I don't know. I can't live with that rage anymore. I got too much shit to do. I got a house to work on now.
Man, there were some weird movies in the 90s.
TJ, what do you got? What'd you dredge up?
Well, a couple of them. Kid in King Arthur's Court.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. That sounds familiar, but I can't like recall any visuals from that.
I just know it's a boy in like he's got rollerblades and he's in his baseball gear and he's now back in. Basically, it's like Black Knight, but with a kid instead.
Black Knight. Oh, that movie's so bad.
And then there's a family movie that takes place in Wisconsin because it involves someone who is a professional, is an NFL kicker.
Okay.
Who recently becomes traded to the Green Bay Packers. And something, a dog. That one's called Bingo.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I remember Bingo.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
I think the kid gets kidnapped somewhere in there.
Yeah. What about North?
What's North?
Remember North?
No.
North? The movie North? Who directed that? That was another famous director. Was it Francis Ford Coppola again?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I think he did. No, Rob Reiner. North, Elijah Wood. You didn't watch that one?
No,
North is a child prodigy, skilled in academics, sports, and drama, admired by many of his good work, but unappreciated, he feels, by his own parents. It's never good enough for them. He basically runs away from home.
If you're going to do an Elijah Wood movie, it's got to be The Good Son.
Holy shit! I'm just looking at the cast list for North
with Elijah Wood and
Jason Alexander.
Oh yeah, North is like a huge cast. So the plot is basically
North's mom.
Yeah. So he basically is like, all right, I need new parents because my parents don't love me enough, basically, because I'm never good enough for them, and I'm like this awesome kid, basically, and so he like tries to divorce his parents, and
okay.
But yeah, so like that's what Matt was saying. The cast list is just insane because it's literally like, all right, I'm traveling to Alaska, and Kathy Bates is the mother, and Abe Vigoda is the grandfather, and fucking is Abe Vigoda dead or alive? He's dead, right?
He's dead now, as far as we know.
That meme died, but
he's more meme than man.
Dan Aykroyd, Reba McEntire with the Texas father, Jason Alexander and Julia Louis-Dreyfus in your Seinfeld fan fiction. We're married now in this movie as the father and mother. Bruce Willis as the narrator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this movie. Wait, one of my favorite 90s movies has a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What's that?
Problem Child.
Oh, I love that. I mean, at
yes,
least I did at the time. I haven't seen it in 20 years.
It's really campy, but I like it.
What's Problem Child about?
It's the one kid from the orphanage who's
his pen pal is a prisoner.
Oh, I watched
serial killer,
Child.
The bow tie killer.
John Ritter's in this.
Yes.
Is he? Is he like the dad?
Yes. Well, the adoptive dad. Yeah.
Oh, right. And
there are 3 Problem Child movies at least.
In it.
Yes. What's his face? Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah.
I see.
before all
Wow.
of those tasteless jokes
Rover
got him
Dangerfield?
That movie has a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it also has like an 87% audience score. So I think this is a movie critics hated, but people liked. I mean, I get it. It's a movie about a precocious kid fucking around. It's basically like Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
But remember that? Did you watch that 90s movie?
Yeah. Hey, Dennis the Menace, the mom in that is the mom from Back to the Future, and she's super hot in Dennis the Menace.
Wait, are you talking about my fucking celebrity crush as a child? What's her name? Oh no, that's the Dennis the Menace TV show. What's the actress's name? Leah Thompson. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had it in for Leah Thompson, I'll tell you that.
She's real
Even though
pretty.
she's a bit out of my age range, she is
Well, what's she up to
24
now? Maybe she's single.
24 years older than I am. She has been married to the same person since 1989 and is still married.
Okay, but
and
maybe
has
she's
2 kids.
bored.
This is gonna
I mean,
bother
maybe.
me. I know I saw this movie.
Boy, she's really doing well. No, so I think I talked about this on the previous podcast, but one of my favorite things about the Dennis the Menace movie is we were just watching it. Me, Lance, and Lauren were hanging out watching it, and we just fast forwarded through all of the parts up to the parts where Christopher Lloyd is in it, because he plays the creepy. It's like weirdly creepy for this movie. He plays like a drifter who comes into town and tries to kidnap the kid, and he like eats an apple with a knife, like just a knife,
And that's
it's really
like an
creepy.
actual real life thing that like I think the 1930s or so the like drifters would have a boy that would travel with them. It's fucked up. It's fucked up shit.
Yeah, and so basically he kidnaps Dennis, but like Dennis's precocious nature gets the fuck kicked out of him because he just basically like drops a can of hot beans on his head, and like all this dumb shit that Dennis does because he's a precocious kid. And he's like, I'm going to murder this child, and they get in this crazy chase, and then Mr. Wilson helps out because he's just
Christopher Lloyd's character's name is Switchblade Sam, so he's murdered like a ton of people.
You know what though? No Dairy Queen tie-ins with that movie, though, so that's good.
And
remember
Mason
Dennis the Menace
Dixon,
and Dairy Queen?
famous for playing Dennis the Menace, has not worked in 8 years.
Oh. No, but remember Dennis the Menace was like the Dairy Queen like mascot, basically?
Nope.
Back in the... Oh, man. It was like this thing that was like, you'd go to Dairy Queen and the cups would have like Dennis the Menace on them. Like little things, and be like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know what I mean? Like as a kid, you're like, Dennis the Menace is not something that kids get, you know what I mean? But it was like the Dairy Queen thing was Dennis the Menace. We got it. We got the famed Sunday morning cartoon strip Dennis the Menace. Here we go. Let's see here. DQ comes clean about what happened to Dennis the Menace. So they must have dropped the trademark in 2002. It's over. They didn't renew it. But speaking of, is it High and Lois? A&W?
Yeah, the comic. That's a comic.
What was the A&W?
Was it Dagwood?
Yeah, is that the name of the comic?
That's the one with he makes the sandwiches.
Yeah, Dagwood was Dagwood was A&W, right? Because I
don't remember.
So, yeah, Blondie and Dagwood were like 1998. They're like A&W's. Like, you know what'll get the kids?
We'll strike all
comic
the irons
Blondie
hot.
and
This
Dagwood.
fucking 1940s comic.
It's fucking insane. Because I remember as a kid, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I read Garfield. You know, I read...
I read fucking
Foxtrot,
motherfucker. I read Foxtrot.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
cultured.
good shit. You know, I read Dilbert, and now I wish I hadn't, but I did.
Now I
mean,
live
wouldn't
Dilbert.
Yeah.
You come at me, I am Dilbert, motherfucker.
Yeah. So, Dairy Queen.
Pete's
Dairy
their
Queen was
bear
just
mascot.
nice. What?
Their A&W bear.
They have a bear now?
Yep. The Great Root Bear. Which makes it sound like he has just like a monster dong.
Oh, he looks adorable. I like the root bear. I mean, yeah, he's probably packing heat there. I mean, that's why he gets all the ladies. He's got that root beer, but he's also got that root there in his pants. Fuck, man. That root beer bear fucks. That's the episode
I really,
title.
the Dennis the Menace IMDb page led me to the IMDb page of Devin Ratray, and I'm just really fascinated by this. This is, I believe,
Is that
the
the
older
kid?
brother from Home Alone.
Okay.
I think he must have had some kind of bit part in Dennis the Menace, and
Okay.
he has some facial hair
Okay.
that, like, it's not great. It's just not great.
Yeah. Well, you know what's worse though is like the kid of Family Ties in like the latest seasons. Let's see. He was what was his name? Brian Bonsall, who played like the. So if you are like me and have seen every episode of Family Ties, which is one of my favorite sitcoms, but their kid. Meredith Baxter Birney has a kid, and then like magically the next season he's 4. He was an infant the season before. Nobody else has aged up, but the kid is just older, and they just accept it. It's just because they just didn't want to have a baby for 3 fucking seasons. They wanted a kid who can like talk and stuff, and so
Babies
they
are
just aged him
union.
up.
Everyone knows that.
So they just aged him up to this like 5-year-old. And Brian Bonsall has been arrested many times for drug possession, failing drug tests. He has a lot of neck tattoos now that are very prominent. And it was just this adorable little kid who is now constantly in legal trouble. So that's great.
It's almost like Hollywood is a bad place to have a childhood.
Yeah. You know what sucks? Roseanne.
Everything.
I love
Like
Roseanne.
Roseanne the person.
Oh, I
'Cause,
watched
yeah.
it. I watched the.
I love that TV show. I love Roseanne. It's one of my favorite shows back in the day, sitcoms. It's been renewed already for season 2 of this revival. Roseanne, the person, not the character, is really awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Isn't she
I mean-
like a hardcore conspiracy theorist?
oh yeah. And I just want to say this, like, politics aside, you can be a conservative person, you can be a Democrat person. I will argue with you that you're wrong if you're not a liberal, because I don't like your ideas, and I think that you're
Yeah.
closed-minded and not
And if
willing
you're
to work with
libertarian,
people.
I'll argue that your heart's in the right place, but you just don't know how things work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but she isn't like necessary. She isn't like a conservative. She's just a crazy Trump person.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like and part of it is that she and Trump were business partners for a long time. I think that she
Was she a
earned
producer
for a lot
on
of
The
money.
Apprentice?
I don't know, but I know that she got a lot of money out of the relationship with Donald Trump, as, you know, she made a lot of money on the sitcom, and, you know, obviously was able to retire and live in Hawaii, you know, so, you know, things went well for her, and, you know, so, you know, obviously you want to stand up for your buds, but I think there's a point where you have to be like, okay, not a point where you're going to be talking about crazy right-wing conspiracy theories, is that there's some fucking real thing. Like, it's just insane. Like, it's insane. And this is the same type of people who are insane, like, talking about how, like, fucking George Bush, the Republican, did 9/11. That's insane. I'm not a huge George W. Bush fan, but I don't think he did that. That's stupid to believe. And so you're believing all this crazy shit. Anyway. So,
Roseanne's
it's
ex-husband
funny-
also called her. Oh,
yep.
No, go
Roseanne's
ahead.
ex-husband also called her out on Twitter recently too.
Yeah.
Tom Arnold?
Well, Tom Arnold.
Yep.
Tom Arnold, actually, so if you want to read an awesome thing, Tom Arnold actually Tom Arnold is fucking awesome. That's all I gotta say.
Really?
Turns out
That's great.
he is woke as fuck, and I'm glad to hear that Tom Arnold's a cool guy. So he actually reviewed the first 2 episodes for the Hollywood Reporter, and was just basically like, "Hey, Roseanne, I think Roseanne would not be the way that you're portraying her based on the way that I remember as a writer, and everything. Like, this is not, you're not being true to her. You're being true to yourself." So, and so it kind of sucks. And I don't think I'm going to continue watching either. Like, I love Roseanne, but like, it's just, it's over.
At the time, it was just like, hey, there's a family on TV that's kind of like my family.
Yeah.
And I don't think that flies in this world
Roseanne
anymore. Like,
was incredibly progressive as a TV show. Like, I know Roseanne worked really hard to get a lot of women in the writing room and directing, like, it was this thing that was like, she had all of these gay characters that were very not, like, stereotypical. Like, Leon, the Rod Bell's diner manager was, Martin Mull, who was gay, not flamboyant in any way. He was just a fucking wisecracking boss guy who just happened to be gay. Like, it wasn't a big deal. And her mom turns out to be gay. It was just kind of like a thing that wasn't a big deal. Like, they did a really good job of portraying that. And like,
well, you have to wonder how much of that was like actually believing that wasn't a big deal, and how much of it was just like, hey, I want to be counterculture and fuck the system. Like, so now maybe
looking
like
at the way
because
Roseanne
we've
is
moved
now,
on,
I gotta.
Like, maybe being counterculture is like being a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think there's
like,
part of it is that, like, again, like, you're free to have like your political viewpoints, but there's a difference between having a political viewpoint and believing weird, crazy conspiracy theories. That's off in its own little circle that nobody should be in. Like, so I don't know. It's just it's just sad, and I think the show doesn't do it. I'll have to watch reviews.
Do they explain why Dan is alive?
Yeah,
yes, they do.
They not really.
Well,
not in the show.
Kind of do. Yeah, in the show.
Well, he just says people always think I'm dead or something. That's not like a thing.
No. What happened is, apparently that novel that Roseanne was writing, the memoirs and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, was meant as a fiction novel, not as an actual memoirs of his thing. Because he mentions, oh yeah, you killed off the main character.
Yeah.
And it just turned out did not sell well.
Yeah. Does that include the season
they made a
where
joke.
they won the lottery? Because that was terrible.
Oh my god! After season 7, the show goes off the rails. So like,
is that retconned now, or is that still
technically?
Oh yeah, it never happened.
Technically, any amount of the entire Roseanne first existence could be gone.
Yeah. So they basically, she said that what the book or whatever she wrote was based on their lives, but not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, it was. Some things are right. So they basically have creative freedom to rewrite anything that they did in the past, basically. But most of it is still there,
Was Sarah Chalk back for this rendition?
Yes. She's a character who is not Becky. She is a wealthy woman who is looking to surrogate to have her child because she cannot. And Becky says she is trying to do it. And Becky is 43 and is pretending to be 32 or whatever so that she can be considered a surrogate, basically. And it's kind of a funny Becky thing to do. Becky clearly... Mark died, which is fine because the actor died. So, I mean, what can you do? What's it? Darlene and David broke up.
The guy that played Mark died?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Heroin. In the
that makes
early
sense.
2000s. He was in... Angel too, the first couple seasons. Yeah, he had a heroin problem. So, Irish actor. It's hard. If you know that watching Roseanne, you catch it a little bit in his accent. You're like, oh yeah, you're Irish, aren't you?
Yeah.
But
I've seen Trainspotting, so
I love that original show, and it just sucks that I mean, okay, I get part of this. Like, yeah, you want to show it accurate because, like, people in a small town in Illinois probably would have voted for Donald Trump. there's probably going to be people. He'd be won half the vote.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I mean?
then
So-
if you're being realistic, then you would have them suddenly like being disillusioned and realizing that they've been lied to and shit. Because that's what's
Maybe.
actually happening with Trump voters.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe the show will go there. I hope that it is definitely tackling these issues head on, though. Because the first episode deals with the fact that Roseanne and Jackie haven't talked to each other since the election. So it's been like 2 years. And they finally start talking to each other, and it's kind of done in a cop-out way because Jackie's making fun of Roseanne for voting for Donald Trump, and then Roseanne makes fun of her because she voted for Jill Stein, not Hillary.
So she voted for Trump too.
Yeah, basically. But, Jackie plays it off as like, well, you forced me to because you badmouthed Hillary so much with all the lies you were telling me about her that I fucking, flinched at the last moment,
So this is like really political.
No. From what I've read, that's over after the first episode, basically. They're never... They literally said there is 0 references to the president after the first episode, which is good. Because it's fucking bad. Because I understand wanting to show like real America, but real America also, like you said, Matt, is really on the fence about Donald Trump, especially the people who voted for him. Like, man, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, especially the people in like specific industries like coal and steel that are like, wait, you were supposed to protect us. You lied to us, you fucker.
Yeah, it's not working out yet. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. It's just,
but also
it's
mostly
such a thorny subject.
People that I know that are most likely Trump voters in Wisconsin just don't talk about politics right now.
No, because they made the wrong choice. So
yeah. So and instead
so they
of
don't want to talk about it.
Talking about it, like just pretend it's not happening. So it's weird that they bring it up at all.
It's happening down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
Illinois is
badly.
the south of the Midwest. Or you're
I'm
in the
Mississippi
actual south
right now.
Yeah, Mississippi. There you go.
But even in this house,
Well, it's just like, dude, like,
blink
it's
twice
just kind-
if you need us to come down.
help me.
it's just kind of a thing that's like, it blows up. I don't want to get too political on this podcast. It's just kind of like, this guy, you got conned by a professional con man. I mean, that's literally what happened. He's the fucking snake oil salesman. Like, it's just
They
the way it
bonded
is.
with him like baby birds during several seasons of The Apprentice, and now they can't help it.
Well, the problem is the people super entrenched are really really drawn into the confidence of their pundits.
Yeah.
So the people like the Hannitys and people like the,
I'm an entertainer, goddammit, not a journalist, like Sean
Yeah,
Hannity.
they're so confident in the way they speak that everything does seem to make sense.
Yeah.
And it's so super easy to agree with that sort of stuff.
Well, it's kind of a thing in society that we all are kind of always looking for. Why should I try and find the difficult solution to this when I can just listen to someone who agrees with everything I think?
Yep.
Yeah, and especially it's like human nature. Like we're always in sort of a societal change, and that's always uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So you want to just like have somebody cradle you in their arms and tell you that you're right, everyone else is wrong. It's going to be okay.
You just want to read a book full of 80s references that makes you feel good about all the
and
pop
just
culture.
jack
that you
into
grew
the
up with.
Oasis and jack off of the wait. What?
Should I read this book? Anyway, I want to read the book.
It was
and
a
watch the
lot
movie.
of fun. It's kind of like there's nothing substantive about it, and there's a lot of problems with it. But I was so in love with the world that I just couldn't stop reading it. Especially because like I was on my lunch break when I was reading this book, and it was such a treat to get off work and go and just read about this like 80s nostalgia fantasy land for a half hour.
Oh, I
so
bet.
I'd recommend it.
I bet.
Yeah.
When we
Yeah.
get a
And
moment, I
also-
want to talk about VR, but I'm looking at 3 more years of movies.
Okay,
'cause I
while
wanna find
TJ's
a
doing this,
stupid
I can
thing.
talk about one more thing that
All right, let's do
I
it.
have been meaning to bring up for a couple. So imagine a strategy game.
Okay.
You've got your soldiers, you've got your enemies, you've got your man keep that you have to protect. Imagine
Do you
this.
say man keep or main keep?
Your main keep.
I want a
And
man
if
keep.
it
Can I get
it's
a
kind
man
of like
keep?
a core. You can have a man keep if you want. I'm not going to judge. But
I guess I got my
imagine-
own house now, so.
Imagine that your keep is a queen, your enemies are hermit crabs, and your soldiers are ants. And
Okay.
then you have empires of the undergrowth, which is a
I've heard of
fantastic
this.
game. It is so much fun. It's like, so you're just like this ant colony that's trying to expand and defend itself, and there's like the sort of, there's not a lot of like buildings and upgrades and stuff, but there's like you track certain hexagonal portions of the ground to spawn certain creatures, and you can upgrade those. And you have like your tank ants, you have your distance DPS that's kind of like a wood ant that fires acid shit out of its butthole.
Okay.
And
The butt acid ants, my favorite
Yeah.
of nature's
the ass
creations.
butt ants, and it's just this fantastic little strategy game where you forget about the world and you're focused on this little ant colony. You forget about real life, and you're in charge.
That's good.
of
I need
this,
that.
this very tiny empire of ants.
Of the ants.
Of the undergrowth. And I've been enjoying the shit out of it. So for the past week or two, I've been working on singing practice for for a song that I have coming out. It's probably going to be out by the time this episode drops, but I've just been doing like mechanical practice to try and get the notes right. So while I do that, I just play Empire of the Ants and kind of zone into that for like 3-4 hours at a time, and I'm
Cool.
enjoying the shit out of it. I think it's still technically early access, and I think it's like $20, something like that, on Steam. But I highly
Okay.
recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Empires of the Undergrowth.
Cool. And it's just like a regular RTS?
Yeah.
Like, what's different about it? Like,
So
just
instead
point
of
and click
select,
and drag and all that stuff? Like,
you don't select units and say, "Hey, attack this."
Okay.
You group your ants into different groups, and then you have pheromone markers that you.
Oh,
set
okay.
to
So it's like
places on the
simming.
map. Mhm.
That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
And then you can set them to they'll just go towards the pheromone, and then they'll either gather food or attack, and you can set them to ignore food or ignore enemies. And then you have like, so there's a level that I was doing where you are on a beach and you collect sand fleas that are dead on the beach, but also the tide comes in eventually, and you have to make sure that you're away from that when
Yeah.
the tide comes in. Otherwise, all of your ants drowned. And then during the night, when the tide's up, hermit crabs will attack your colony. Wolf spiders will attack your colony, and they're fucking terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Wolf spiders. There's one in my
Yeah.
apartment. that
And
won't
there
be
is
cleaning,
an
I found.
arachnophobia friendly mode that turns the wolf spiders into something else, I guess. I don't know what,
Ah!
maybe clowns.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, clowns would probably be also terrifying, so I don't know if that's the best choice.
It's maybe clown wolf spiders, wolf spider clowns, and in combination. But it's a lot of fun, and it is
Oh,
pretty simple. So you
That's
can
cool.
do it without being like super micromanagey.
well, there's a hearty recommendation if I ever heard one.
Cha.
Cool. TJ,
Yes.
you have any more 80s or 90s movies, or do you want to talk about VR?
Well, The Borrowers, but if I want to
I don't
talk about
remember that.
better version of that, just watch The Secret World of Arrietty.
Oh, the Ghibli movie, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. What is
This is frustrating the crap out of me that I can't find this. I know it exists. I've just never taken the time to actually look for it.
Okay.
Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about VR.
Okay.
So I brought my VR unit down here to Memphis-Sippy, as I call this area.
PSVR.
PlayStation VR, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have to bring my whole PlayStation. My stepfather has a PlayStation 4. He bought it this
cool.
year.
Nice.
So I brought it down just because I wanted to, if I wanted to play a little bit here, if I wanted to let my kids do a little bit of things. VR is not recommended for anyone under the age of 12. Okay. It's not good for your eyes and brain. Yeah, VR is not recommended for anyone 12 and under.
Oh,
no, under the age of 12.
I guess that makes sense.
But, small doses if you're just going to try things out and look around.
Yeah.
It's cool. So I brought everything down, and my mother here, who has stage 4 COPD, so she only has about 20% of lung capacity of a normal, healthy adult.
Okay.
Just imagine that you've taken a deep breath.
Okay.
And you want to breathe in more without being able to breathe out.
Okay.
That's how she breathes all the time.
Okay. That doesn't sound pleasant.
Does not sound pleasant. So, even doing the most simple of tasks, she'll be exhausted, she'll be tired, she can't do much else. So we've been kind of adjusting to her schedule because she's been, she'll be out here for like an hour or two and she'll be back to sleeping for a while and she'll be out here for a while. But I let her try out the VR unit, and we were just watching videos on YouTube, and it's giving her the opportunity to be able to explore the world. I really wish the Google Earth VR experience becomes available on PlayStation VR, because it's amazing, but it's not. So we're really just stuck with like 360 videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna do much VR gaming or even VR experiential games, but with the videos, it gives her the opportunity to be able to explore, be able to see, be able to be elsewhere, without actually having to do much. She'll be just sitting in a chair and be able to see all around her. We did a lot of like travel videos. She's really enjoying that stuff. So
I love VR video. I think it's a really cool thing. And
it's enough where I ended up helping them pick up a VR unit.
Okay.
With help of my discount and whatnot. So I helped them pick up a VR unit, so they're able to continue playing when I leave.
Well, that's good. So you've evangelized VR.
Yeah,
that's the thing about VR, right? It's like you can describe it all you want, but you gotta show somebody it, and then they'll be like, "Okay, I get it now."
Yep.
Yeah. Like when my parents came over back when my Vive was pretty new, like I probably could have pushed them over to buying a VR system if it didn't mean buying a whole new computer. Like,
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that everyone should buy a VR, but it gives some people who don't really have the ability to do things be able to at least feel like you're doing something, which is nice.
Is there does the PSVR have a Google Earth VR?
I just mentioned no, they don't.
Oh, really? Because that was another one that was like, wow, I can visit my street, I can visit like my childhood hometown and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've yet to actually experience that one. I really want to. Oh, man. Getting really bugged about not finding this movie.
TJ, it doesn't exist, man.
Yeah,
I know it exists.
This is in your brain.
I know it exists.
This is some sort of weird, like brain, like you were like caught by a lab, and they put this in your mind, and they're trying.
I know I've seen it more than once. Okay. I know there's some sort of magical fellow friend or helper. I know that there's money raining on a yard. I know there's some sort of nosy neighbor trope. I know that they mentioned the magical helper is about to go help another kid, and they show the adult picture of that kid, and it's Bill Clinton.
What?
I don't know what the name of this movie is.
There's Bill Clinton references in this bitch?
Yes, there's a Bill Clinton reference in this. Oh, I don't know what the movie is.
You'll figure it out. TJ, someday.
A Child's Wish, 1997.
I don't think it's a Child's Wish. I looked that up. Yeah, Child's
That's
Wish or
what
a
came
Simple
up
Wish.
when I Googled Bill Clinton 1990s.
Wait, when you Google Bill Clinton 1996, that's all that came up? I feel like
No,
other stuff probably came
90s movie Bill Clinton.
up. Oh, okay.
There's Primary Colors, The War Room, the Clinton Chronicles, A Child's Wish.
Oh, there was the Clinton-Russia scandal that is a real thing.
There's the Uranium One scandal.
Yeah, Uranium One. I mean, Roseanne's got to be right, you know? Like, it's the thing.
What is under that pizza parlor?
Yeah, we don't know. I think if you I'm not going to do this. It's like you should go in there if you know. Don't do that, please.
Fucking full circle. 1997's A Child's Wish, starring Sarah Chalk as Melinda.
Oh, what?
She was in everything.
God, Sarah Chalk, man, she's getting paid as an actress back then. Hey, how old is Sarah Chalk? I feel like she's been in stuff forever. Like, she's in Rick and Morty.
I think we can find out. Born
can't.
in 1976.
Can't make it on Born
Somebody
in the 80s,
do the
Sarah
math.
Chalk. Can't do it. Well, I am born in 85, so she's 41. Okay. Well, I always like Sarah Chalk on that delightful Scrubs program.
The Doctor Show, as we call it.
Yeah, you know, it's
Los Doctoros.
I think that's what it was called in the U.S., not
Los
Mexico.
Doctoros Educados.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't end up catching it because they thought it was a Spanish language show, but
Yeah,
it
it was
a
not
really
a soap
bad
opera.
choice. Bad choice. Anyway, well, what have I been up to other than moving?
Hey,
I mean,
John?
that's basically
John?
my life. Yeah.
Hey, John? What have
Yeah?
you been up to?
What have I been up to? Well, let me check. Let me consult the doc. Okay.
Remember the movie Milk Bunny?
I'm sorry. Well, Matt, so I just moved to a new house. Let's talk about a movie I saw.
What movie
So
did you see?
when I was I just fucked up something in the doc. I was trying to strike through something and I just turned it.
Stop
on to
fucking
one.
everything up. I'm sorry. What movie
It's
did
okay.
you see? Don't throw up.
When I was waiting for my plane in Minneapolis after my trip, on my Kindle, I did the thing at my Wi-Fi at the hotel where I was like, let me download a bunch of movies and TV show episodes to watch on this in case I'm stranded at the airport. And so I downloaded the movie Logan Lucky, which I hadn't seen, but
I've
I
heard
wanted
good
to
things
see.
about this.
And Lauren said she didn't want to see this movie. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it, even though I think she'd really like it, because I like the idea of the concept and I like all the people in it.
And
But
there's
she's
horses
like, oh,
in it?
but it's a NASCAR movie, is what she's saying. And I was like, okay, well. So it's a movie that takes place in near Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's directed by Steven Soderbergh, who also directed the Ocean's 11 movies back in the day. This is basically a hillbilly Ocean's 11, would be a good way to describe it. But it stars
boy.
Channing Tatum. It stars Adam
Kylo
Driver. And Daniel Craig, who does an incredible Southern accent in this movie as a character.
Yeah, so I've heard a little bit about this, and I've heard that this is kind of Daniel Craig's, hey, I can be more than just James Bond kind of movie.
Yeah.
And
he's
also,
fun.
the clips that I've heard sounded like an old school Western. I did not realize this was a NASCAR movie.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So the plot in this is basically Channing Tatum's character had like an old football injury to his knee, and he's working on. They're just boring underground tunnels around the Charlotte Motor Speedway for a thing, and they're like, "Hey, we found out you have this pre-existing injury on the job site, and it's a liability because you could like fall over and drop something. So we gotta fire you." And it's like bullshit, you know. And so it's kind of like a Southern like hard times. You know, his brother, who played by Adam Driver, came back from Iraq and lost an arm, so he's got just like a fake arm. You know, it's just a hard times. Like the hard luck. They said the Logan family's got bad luck. You know, it's just like that. So, and his daughter.
What an ironic name for the movie.
Yeah. And his daughter is an incredible like child actor who plays his daughter, is into like the child beauty pageant scene, and her mom, his ex girlfriend, who is played by Katie Holmes in this.
Oh yeah,
like takes her.
That's
to
crazy. I see
stuff.
On IMDb, Sadie Logan gets top billing on the cast.
Dude, well, she's not a huge part of it. I don't think that's probably accurate. Maybe she's the first person you see in the movie, so maybe that's it, because she's talking when the movie starts. So I could see that, but she is really adorable and has that Southern accent, child adorable thing that's going on. But anyway, he wants to like do right by her, and he wants to be a good dad, but he doesn't have any money because like he doesn't have a phone bill and all this stuff. He's just no money. He lost his job because of an injury he had, all this stuff. And so they're like, you know what? I know we can rob the Charlotte Motor Speedway, because I know they turned off all of their like motion sensors because of the construction, because they don't want the alarms going off, because they know there's construction. So they're like, we can get under there, and they have like, it's actually a really complicated heist movie though when it gets down to it, and like it's really well executed, just like the Ocean's 11 movies. Like they got this plan, but I would say it's a heist like Ocean's 11 by way of Raising Arizona, because it's got all these kind of like
perfect.
bumbling Southern people like who are trying to get a good plan together, and dumb stuff happens, and Daniel Craig kind of steals the show as a guy they know as, I forget the dang name. What's his character's name? Do you have the IMDb still?
Let me scroll
like,
up real quick. Daniel Craig. He is not on this list. I gotta
okay,
scroll
so he
down.
wasn't in the movie.
Joe Bang.
Joe Bang.
Also, there's Fish Bang and Sam Bang.
Yeah, those are his cousins. So he plays like this guy who's in jail, incarcerated, and he is an explosives expert, and they need him for this job basically.
He's the badger of the group.
Yeah, and so they have to like get also part of the heist movie is they have to break him out of prison and get him back into prison without anyone noticing. Because he doesn't want to like have his, he's like only 2 or 3 months away from getting out of jail, and the prisoner or the prison, what's not like, what are they called? Warden. I was like warrant officer. I was thinking this warden. The prison warden is Dwight Yoakam, who's funny, and there's some really clever dialogue with the prisoners who they stage a riot so they can escape basically. And they ask for unreasonable demands, such as they want the Winds of Winter and book and the Season of Spring, or whatever the final book is going to be called in the Game of Thrones book series. And they're like, I cannot give you to those. They do not exist. And they're like, the guy's had 5 years to finish that book. It's got to exist by now. You're lying to us. We're in prison. We don't know. And so it's just really funny, like pop culture reference there to that. And and like they're talking about how they had this new prisoner who came in who knows all this stuff that isn't in any of the books, and they're like, oh well, the TV show on HBO has gone beyond the books and the plot, so that's probably what you heard. It's just so stupid and like specific reference to a thing. It's just really well done, but it has one of the more moving moments actually in 2017 in a movie, because his daughter is playing doing a pageant thing, and like he's off doing this heist, and he's gonna miss her like big pageant thing, and he finally makes it back in time from the heist. I don't want to ruin the details because that's kind of the fun part of a heist movie. And she's gonna sing Rihanna's Umbrella as her like talent thing, but she sings Country Roads, John Denver, because it's her dad's favorite song, and she sees him in the back, and it's actually a really genuinely touching moment, because it's the first scene they reference is why it's his favorite movie, and he talks about how John Denver came up with the song and stuff, and I don't know, it was just really good. And then and then of course it's a heist movie, and there's a twist at the end. They're like, oh, he gives all the money back, like why did they rob them, like he gave it all back
all
because
the money, and it
he
rains
didn't want to
down
be a bad
over
guy,
the village. And that's the movie that TJ was thinking of. All the money.
Yeah, the money rains down. He gives it back to the people. No,
single mother. There's a single mother. I know that too.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, you're just naming. It's every '90s movie has a single mother.
Okay.
I get that.
Couple weird other parts of this movie. Seth MacFarlane is like a villain-ish guy in this movie for some reason. He plays Max Chilblain, who is a English entrepreneur who makes like a Monster energy drink style drink, and he's like fucking all up in his own ass over himself basically, and they like beat the crap out of him.
Like in a NASCAR uniform. Oh god, that fucking.
But
hair.
also Catherine Waterston is in this, which is just weird. You may remember her from the Fantastic Beasts film or the Alien Covenant movie.
Which was
she's
she
in
the
this.
Fantastic Beasts? Was she the lead woman?
She's the lady. Yeah, the woman. Another thing about Catherine Waterston I understood is that she's a fucking giant. She's 5'11", or 5'10", maybe. She's tall. She's a giantess. So I liked her in this movie too, because she has a good Southern accent. I was like talking about her too, and I was like, man, for a British person, she has such a great Southern accent. And my fiance was just like, she's not British. Like, I don't know why you think she's British. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. She plays an American in that. And I was like, yeah, no, but she plays an American in that. I was like, you're right.
Yeah, but also the British man, Johnny Depp, was in that, so you can be forgiven.
Anyway, I'm. Oh, did you see the trailer for that though?
The new one?
The new Fantastic Beasts movie?
I don't think I have, but I am excited about it. I did play the VR experience, and
so you know that.
It was a lot of fun.
It was worth it for you?
Yeah. God, what did I pay? I think I paid like fucking $19 for that 1 hour experience. Yeah.
Well, it's VR.
I thought it would be fun.
Yeah. Can you get your money back? Because you played it for less than an hour.
I've played more than that. Because I've showed it to other people too. So.
Oh, there you go. You should have charged them.
That's where they get you.
Yeah,
I got to open a VR arcade. And
VR arcade.
There it is. Get that VR arcade open.
Get that.
Wait, what? Is there like a VR arcade game? Hey, Matt. Just so you know, I live really close to Rossi's now. The pizza
well, it's
parlor
not there.
arcade.
Those machines aren't there anymore. They're all at the Geeks Mania.
No, there's still a lot of machines there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You live in shit town.
I basically live in Monona. So, man, it's been a week, huh? We had a good episode. I need to edit these and put them out though. Like that's something that needs to happen.
So as I mentioned, by the time this comes out, I'll have a new song out. So
Cool.
go search Matt Haig music on all of the streaming things and play it on repeat for your cats while you're at work.
Okay, I'll do that. Just to keep him, because Matt's songs are soothing to animals.
Yeah, people have told me that I sound like cats screeching when I sing.
Okay,
So I think that's kind of a compliment when you're
That's good
in
to hear.
the pet sitting business.
yeah.
Grunt. Can't find the stupid movie. I know it
has-
exists.
TJ has failed.
We'll get there.
Please email us at
You-
bitecast@gmail.com with the name of this movie.
The
I'm gonna
movie,
write
the
down the name of the
90s
episode.
movie with the single mother, and it rained money once, and there was
Okay.
a magic person.
One last set of things. The person is some sort of guide who may or may not be magic, who seems to be helping people on their destiny that they already know of to be a great person.
This could
Such
be
as
any
presidents.
movie.
Hang
this
on.
could be any children's movie.
The end of the movie involves some sort of wish to be very rich.
Okay.
The wish was fulfilled by money falling onto this house and yard, which ends up money they end up not keeping because
Oh,
it's
Aladdin.
not actually their money, but helps get the mother and in to get a government job. I know there's some sort of nosy neighbor trope in this thing. Oh.
Gotta love that nosy neighbor trope.
Oh, I know this because I know the kid talks to the quote magical person, saying, why did you give us this money if we weren't going to get the money? It's like, well, it's not. We're just going to give you this money. Our goal was to make sure that you get the steps to become better. So this lands her a snazzy government job, something, and then that person's like, will I ever see you again? Probably not. I have other people I need to help. And a picture gets pulled out that I thought was a picture of Bill Clinton, but at least it's some picture of some president. Ugh. And all I know from all of my searching is that President Bill Clinton was digitally added to a film reel in the movie Contact, and he was upset about that.
So wait, was the movie you're thinking about Contact? Because there's like a crazy
Yeah, was it
magical
Contact?
helper guy at the end of that movie.
It's not
Yeah, there was an
Contact.
alien that was her dad for a while.
Yeah, the dad.
And then, and then the thing blew up, but also there was just another thing on the other side
Yeah,
of the
they had
earth
two of
because
them,
Elon
'cause
Musk
why
built
not?
it or whatever.
I liked a lot about that movie, but a lot of it was bad. I gotta admit,
Yeah.
it was not a perfect film. But I am John.
Was the
Danger
movie that you were
on
thinking
Twitter.
of, was it Jurassic Park 3?
No.
Maybe, because I haven't
Okay.
seen that one.
Well, who is the helper? Can you describe the helper?
No, I know nothing about it.
Was
I don't
the
know if it's
helper
male.
William H. Macy?
Maybe.
TJ, have you seen this movie?
Yes, I've seen it at least twice.
CJ, have you seen any movie?
No, I don't watch movies.
Okay.
I've looked up quite a few lists of just every 80s family movie, every 90s family movie, and I
Was it
cannot
McGee and
find
Me?
this.
Okay.
What's McGee and Me?
Not McGee and Me?
McGee and Me was
not
a
Mac and Me
Christian
either.
Oh no, Mac and Me was the Catholic cartoon that I didn't realize was.
The ripoff of E.T.?
I watched those. No, Mac and Me.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Mac and Me was the movie that was the E.T. ripoff that starred Coca-Cola, right? And
Was
McGee
it
and Me
the-
was the Christian cartoon that I watched in Catholic grade school.
Was it the 1996 movie directed by Bob Hoskins, Rainbow?
What? That's
Rainbow?
one I haven't seen.
Starring Mikey Bailey as a rambunctious 10-year-old living in Hudson Harbor, New Jersey. His notable family members include his grandfather Frank, a magician who's played by Bob Hoskins. They have a rainbow that drops gold coins or something.
No, because I don't think it was gold coins.
It was dollar bills.
It was dollar bills.
I just remember Rainbow because I had that fucking poster that I bought, and it's fucking ridiculous because Bob Hoskins is wearing like a weird magician's hat and looks all goofy. So
Yeah.
I have that movie poster. I had that movie poster. It was lost during one of our moves, which is unfortunate. But look up I'm gonna share the movie poster on the Discord. So that's a plug. You can go find our Discord server. It'll be on the bornintheeighties.net website. I'll have a link to it. So check that shit out. I don't think I have anything else. I'm on Twitter sometimes. Maybe I should not be on Twitter anymore, though.
Yeah, everybody should just not be on Twitter.
It's fucking dog shit.
My Twitter circle's okay, so you can go at me. That's at mayofmay84. And the website is bornintheeighties.net, as
that's one.
already mentioned. Twitch, where we Twitch sometimes.
Yeah, TJ, how's the road to affiliate going?
I'm at 47 followers, so I need 3 more.
Okay.
And then I probably lost, in terms of last 30 days of streams, I'm probably down to now 5 or 6 streams in the past 30 days. But I lost some of my low viewer streams, so I need some more once I get back, and then hopefully 4 or 5 viewers a piece, and that will get me above average.
So if you come in our Twitch chat, John will completely ignore the chat, and Matt won't reference that someone's talking in it.
Yeah, because I had it up, and then I was busy.
Look.
This guy mentions the movie Toys from 1992.
I've never seen
that movie's fucking insane.
I love it. I love that movie.
It's fucking... What's her name?
Joan
Cusack plays a fucking robot in it?
Spoiler! That's a big spoiler.
Oh, fuck off. It's a movie from 1992. There's no spoiling this. He's like a robo person.
I saw a Twitch thing about someone wearing a shirt that says, cast Joan Cusack in movies. And apparently a lot of the responses to that is, don't you mean John Cusack? Because I didn't know that there are 2 different people.
Yeah.
Who happen to be siblings. Or the same person.
Cusack
I don't know.
was not in the best movie of all time, School of Rock. So
I thought you were going to say Adam's Family Values.
That too.
She's in that too. She's so good in that movie, FYI.
Yeah.
Tries to kill Fester the entire time in hilarious ways.
Isn't that one better than the first one?
It is. It is.
Value's better than
Straight up a better movie.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Native American Thanksgiving camp scene, right?
Yes, where they dress up as Native Americans and just kill all the pilgrims.
Yeah, and Wednesday it stages it as just like a realistic thing.
Yeah. With like blood everywhere. Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right,
we gotta go.
Send me all your movie requests at mayofmay84.
Yeah.
Please, I need to find this movie.
All right. I'm looking forward to a message in like 2 days where it's like, this! And we're like, he got it finally. So look forward to that.
Was it the Spawn movie?
It was not the Spawn movie.
All right. Let's see.
Bye-bye.
Was it Predator?
All right. See you later,
Maybe
everybody.
it was Aliens.
Okay.
Beverly Hills Cop.
No. Let me get Twitch up so I got the chat.
Oh, it's just in time for you guys to listen to me play HQ live. All right, here we go.
Man, I really fell off HQ. Why does it say episode 305, man?
Because I didn't change it before I went live to Twitch. And so I updated the information, but it's not going to do anything.
It will. You'd be surprised. Where are you?
But on the VOD, it always still shows like whatever I went live with.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna listen live on YouTube to get levels. Hey, here's me talking. All right,
hey,
Matt, go.
Hey, YouTube.
Hey, sexy lady.
Hey.
Hey, it's me. It's TJ. I'm here. I'm talking, speaking.
Everyone's on studio that should be.
Fuck. I mean, F word. I'm sorry. I meant F word.
Fudge word.
What are you eating?
Wait,
Or I'm probably too loud.
just
All
like
right,
in
let me-
general, like
Yeah, I mean,
in
that's
your everyday
true.
life.
I'm going to turn me down to 78%. Maybe I'll move the mic just a little bit further away. All right, cool. I think we're good.
Hey,
TJ, getting closer here.
Oh,
That's probably too close, I'd say.
it's just a little bit. You're gonna want to back up just like a little
You're going
bit.
to smudge the screen.
or at least the camera. Chimera.
Camera.
Is that how you pronounce it? Chimera?
No, I say
The Chamra?
camera.
Is it Chimera?
Chimrago?
Chimrago?
I call it chimichanga.
TripAdvisor?
The Mission Impossible 2 movie about the Chamara?
Bunka bunka bunk bunk bunka bunka.
That's the
bunk,
best
bunk,
one.
Bunka bunka bunk bunk bunk.
Wiener, wiener. Wiener, wiener. Wiener, wiener.
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 Jesus. I hear some tunak going on. Alright, do we even have audio?
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Do
I'm
you?
gonna find out.
We
Or,
should.
I mean, sorry, do we I'm in video.
We do. We
on
do.
Twitch.
Yeah, we do.
I'm looking at it.
Alright, cool. Let's get started, I think.
Okay.
I need
Okay.
to turn I need to turn the camera auto tracking thing off. It's so distracting on mine.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Alright. I
fool.
don't know how to do that.
Oh, man. We're pooping back and forth forever now.
Yep.
How do I do this?
Oh, I just got a second iteration. Come on, 3. We can do this.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I've locked it on you now, so we're going all the way to infinity now.
We're getting it naturally even before you got it.
I don't even know
Oh,
how to
man.
do this.
This is what people tune in for.
Oh, I think I
This is
remember this.
Quality content.
All right, I gotta take some glare off. Let's turn it this way.
It's gonna be crazy watching all the delays. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's-
a wave.
All right.
So I
now
think I
let's-
remember I opened up OBS, and then I could get to the webcam options from OBS.
I can't respond to you at all because TJ is hypnotizing me.
Yeah,
I'm
there
waiting for
it
the
is.
second one to turn. I'm waiting for the second one to turn. There it is. All right, that's enough.
Okay.
Whew.
All right, so it's gonna stop auto tracking my face, which should work a little better.
Yeah, no, just center
Good.
it.
I can't center it though.
Point the camera at you. Turn the
No,
monitor.
I can't turn. Oh, I guess I could turn the monitor a tiny bit.
Or move yourself.
No, that's better.
Okay.
All right, that's as close as I can get. Oh, probably tilt it down a tiny bit. All right, now I'm a little more centered. All right, we're ready to go. 306. 306.
306.
306.
30 dicks.
Ah.
Ah! It's like a penis.
God, I'm funny. All right, are we started?
Hey, whenever you're ready.
All right, here we go. Wait, what episode number is this?
306.